This is Matchroom Pro Boxing fans. I'm like joined once again by Frank Smith. Frank, different setting today, Doncaster. You said that you've been here before. Why have you been to Doncaster?
I think we've done, maybe at a press event here many years ago. I've been all over the place. I spent a lot of time up and down these motorways, back and forth. So yeah, Doncaster is sunny as well. Sunnier than Brighton and London.
Definitely. Well, hopefully it's out on fine. Obviously we're here for your fighter, Dave Allen's night. I mean, just when you look at Filip Hrgovic, I saw him at the Caballel fight saying they wanted that fight. When did you first hear about the possibility of Filip Hrgovic?
A couple of weeks ago we had the approach from Queensbury. It also brought up Zile Zhang as well. Dave wanted to fight Filip Hrgovic, you know, and I'm glad it came over the line. It's a massive opportunity to fight here, his hometown. He's got a huge following, as we know. It's going to be a big night of boxing.
In that press conference, Dave said that you, Eddie, himself had plans aside from Filip Hrgovic, obviously after the Berezhem fight. I know you're not necessarily going to say it, but what was you looking at in terms of a roadmap for Dave Allen?
I've said in other interviews, you know what Dave is like as an individual. Could have been another 6-8 round run out, you know, but he's at that place in his life where he wants to test himself, and you're going to see the best Dave Allen come May 16th because he knows what's in front of him.
Was you maybe looking at the Dalton Smith on the card for Dave?
Possibly, that was a potential, yeah. But again, we hadn't set anything just yet. This opportunity came along and it made a lot of sense.
Definitely. Now let's just talk about Filip Hrgovic and the actual test in front of Dave Allen. Obviously, he does come in as an underdog. You are Team Dave here. What sort of qualities does Dave have to win this fight?
Grit, determination, maturity. He's been in against everyone. You know, he's been in, whether it's in sparring, whether it's in ring as a professional, he's been in against everybody. It's a real test. Filip Hrgovic is a brilliant fighter. You know, as I said up there, he's number 4 ranked in the Ring magazine. So it's a real test for him. But Dave Allen coming in the best he's ever looked, you know, he can give Filip Hrgovic a real fight. But you got to say, he's the outsider. But that's what makes boxing great. That's what makes heavyweight boxing great.
Definitely. Dave is obviously the outsider, and I know he said this is his World Cup, and obviously, to people that know boxing, this is a World Cup for Dave Allen, but you're the business side of Matchroom here. When you look at Dave here, if you was to beat Filip Hrgovic, just how big is this?
Massive. He could get any fight at heavyweight. Because as you saw, Filip Hrgovic was talking about the kind of names he wanted to fight. If he beats Filip Hrgovic, he puts himself in the position for those kind of fights. And that's, you know, I see a lot of people comparing, saying, oh, when he fought Makhmudov, you know, Makhmudov's not as good as Filip Hrgovic, and like all of these things. It's like you can all compare different fights to one another. You know, the reality is that this fight is going to happen. The best man's going to win. And as Dave said, he turns up 100%. If Filip Hrgovic doesn't turn up 100%, Dave Allen gets the win on Saturday, on May 16th.
Definitely. While I've got you, I imagine the winner of this fight will be looking at the fight this weekend, Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. I mean, you've worked with both guys. When you look at this fight, it's a fun fight, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Derek Chisora is more a friend to me than anything else. I think Derek Chisora knocks out Deontay Wilder on Saturday night.
Why? Is that because of where Wilder is in his career, or?
Yeah, and I just think Derek's mad as an individual, and you need to be a bit mad in this sport. I don't know, I just got a feeling about it.
Boots versus Zayas. I think I overheard you say over there you were surprised that they took this fight. Is that the case?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, respect to Xander Zayas. 23 years old, unified world champion. You know, he could have gone and had a few more fights just in Puerto Rico, but he's testing himself against the best. I believe Boots Ennis becomes a 2-weight unified champion on June 27th. But respect to Xander Zayas for taking a chance.
Just before I let you go again, I know this is a tough one to comment almost, but apparently Conor Benn today said that Eddie never lent him any money. I mean, this saga, there's a lot to it, and a lot of it is outside of the ring. But what do you make of that?
I think it's technicalities of what the word lend and what the word advance means. Just be honest. We lent him or advanced him, you know, multiple hundreds of thousands to buy a house in fights before the original Eubank fight. We lent him a lot of money, or advanced him again. Sorry, I'll use the right. A lot of money around the Eubank fight originally when it was supposed to happen, and then he held on to it for 3 years, and we got it back recouped when the fight happened eventually. So that to me is a loan, an advance, whatever way you want to call it, however you want to play around with it. So you know, it's just trying to use clever words. Look, he's on a PR mission to sort of save himself because he hasn't come across us too well in certain interviews, saying things like they didn't pay for my dad's business class flight. I've loved Conor Benn, right? But I've also had even when we represented him, I have my ups and downs with him. I'm a very honest person. I will tell him the truth, right? People are very fickle. They forget all the good things that were done, right? So when he says, I didn't pay for my dad's business class flight, I don't know which one he's talking about, because we did pay for flights for Nigel during the period. We paid for him to go courtside at the Knicks a few weeks before he left us. We paid for 20 odd room nights for his team, to come to the Ring Magazine Awards, on top of, so it's easy to sit there and point out a little thing, bits of it. If that's the most he can find in 10 years, well, So look, they've got a job to do to try and save that PR image, and I would tell him, even if we represented him, if he came out with something stupid, I'd say he shouldn't have fucking said that, and I'm saying the same thing now. But it is what it is. We spend so much time. I'm more looking at the positives of things, and on we move.
I think Eddie said his dream fight for Matchroom versus Conor would be Jerome Ennis. Is it the same for you? Obviously, you've got Josh Kelly. There's a lot of names that Conor could fight. Who would you want?
I mean, what a fight! What a fight! I mean, it'll never happen, but yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, Conor Benn won't fight Jerome Boots Ennis.
And just last one, sorry. There's reports today that Chris Eubank Jr. might be returning in Australia. I mean, have you heard of anything of that? Obviously, we heard about the illness of Chris. Do you know anything of that?
Same thing, the rumours you've seen. I don't think it's realistic, knowing the money Chris has earned. Talking about the Michael Zarafa fight. Let's see.